We didn't really do much talking prior to this, which is weird because we don't actually know each other. But my name is Linda, by the way. We met at the Pitch and Mix event last week, Thursday. And I saw your pitch talking about black CashBlack. And I thought it was amazing, and
Thank you.
and I know that kind of like the hype of like black consciousness and black community buying black has kind of gone, especially on social media. I feel like, which I think is so sad because it went from that straight into gender wars. I always talk about that, and I just think, how did we get here? And when I saw your pitch, I really loved it, and I think it's it's kind of like an art to communicate your business and your brand in an effective, straight, clear, straightforward way. You wouldn't think so because you have a business, you work every day on it, and then sometimes people just have an issue or don't find it so easy to communicate their business, and you kind of dived straight in. And even though it's a straightforward concept, there are kind of like ways in which it can get complicated, but you really communicate it in a clear way, something that I still have to practice as a business owner, on how to communicate my brand and my business in a clear, effective way. And that's why I thought, let's talk, let's sit down and let's have this interview. So without me babbling on, I'd like you to introduce yourself, your name, where you're from, what you do, and where you are with your business at the moment.
Okay, cool. Wow, I don't know how to follow that. Thanks a lot. Yeah, it's rare that people say that they got it straight away, because normally I feel like I need to over-explain in that. So yeah, to hear that the comms worked this time it was great to hear. So yeah, my name is Matthew Adai. I am the CEO and co-founder of CashBlack, a platform that rewards our members with cashback when they shop online with black-owned businesses, and Afro Affiliates, an affiliate network that connects black-owned brands with different content creators, media houses, and essentially can make anybody an affiliate or brand ambassador for black-owned brands of their choosing. So yeah, that's basically what we do. It's been a project 3 years in the making, and we launched on the 1st of October 2023 at the start of Black History Month.
Okay, smart.
So yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I mean, after 3 years, I don't know how smart it was. I've been saying we'll launch on Black History Month for the last 3 years or whatever. So at least I did one of the Black History Months eventually. It all worked out. And yeah, now we're very much trying to gain traction with retailers, with the members, we're just like building the brand, building awareness, and that's where we are now.
Okay, so let me start. I have a few questions, but let me start just from the beginning. Something I want to get into in terms of like what I like to know often about businesses is their journey from thought to manifestation to where you are right now. Yeah. So would you give me a little bit of an insight of the first thought of your business, and then basically a journey through the manifestation and to where you are right now?
Yeah, I'd love to. Cool. I was basically on a bit of a sabbatical from my last role where I was working in finance for a hedge fund back in 2019, I think it was, where the company got sold. I was made redundant. But I had enough savings to be like, I don't need to rush into work. Just like I can just figure out what I want to do for a while. So spent 2019 doing what I was doing at work for myself, just trading at home, doing well, and got to the point where I was thinking, I've got this money and I want to be able to do something with it, like entrepreneurial hat on. I'd always been somewhat entrepreneurial, from like loads of people in the same similar demographic or similar role as I am now. Like they all started off selling sweets or drinks at school and everything. Okay. Yeah, so I was very much the same in that respect. And then always wanting to work for myself. And I thought, now as good a time as ever. I'm not in work. I have the freedom to choose something to do, try something new, or do something I'd enjoy. Just like for me, I don't have to answer for it to anybody. make my own money, all of that, all of those reasons that people go into entrepreneurship and that. So came to 2020 and I thought, right, I'm going to really put pen to paper and try and work out something that is going to make all of this time spent off thinking worthwhile. So I had like a whole like notepad full of different business ideas, loads and loads of business ideas, some of which have like actually come to fruition. Like I've seen on like Dragon's Den or Shark Tank,
Okay.
some of the business ideas are
Like, for
that would
example?
work. Without giving too much away, there was one on Dragon's Den, I think it was called Toucan, like a charity like aggregator where you basically have a portfolio of different charities where you can like donate into. So it's like having like a normal portfolio of stocks or currencies or whatever, but if it's with charities, so you can like donate to them if you choose to, like every month or whatever, and then the company takes a commission out of that. And yeah, there was that. There was one or two other ones, just like normal, just like things which had already like existed in the past, but like a little twist on them. So like a comparison site. Comparison sites already exist. A comparison site for like cosmetic surgery, I think I had, was like sort of like like sort of affiliates working to connect you with different like estheticians or surgeons, etc. Loads of just random ideas like that, which I've seen since. And I thought, you know, one of these is going to blow, so I just try and figure out that. And then also while I'm doing that, I also wanted to, at start 2020, really figure out how the world works, because I thought, you know, I have this time, this free time to myself. I'm going to really teach myself everything I didn't learn about in school. You know, we have so many like resources, YouTube, TikTok, etc., where you can just like teach yourself to be either an expert or armchair expert on a range of different subjects. So I thought, all right, cool, let me do both of those, and hopefully by the end of this, I'll come out with an idea which is gonna blow.
Yes.
And so a few months into that, learning about history, like sociology, macroeconomics, microeconomics. I'd already had like a background in finance. I did a master's in finance in that, where I already knew how like numbers worked, but not on the geopolitical scale to work out exactly why things were, how they were. And obviously, if you remember, a few months into March, a few months into 2020, around March, like the world went down the toilet with the whole pandemic and everything. And with the pandemic, the recession afterwards, like I'd already been researching why things were how they were, and then obviously the whole global anti-racism movement off the back of like the different incidents that happened in America, it really hit home because I was already learning why things were how they were, particularly with regards to us as a people.
So just quickly, sorry to interrupt you, in terms of why things the way they are, what kind of research did you undertake and what did you find out?
In short, the game's very much rigged against us. It's difficult to really just to put it into, or it's too easy to talk without nuance and make it super simplistic as to like why things were how they were. But yeah, the game's very much rigged. That was like the conclusion I came to, in the sense that a certain demographic of people had a head start over another certain demographic of people, just for the sake of, I don't know, put it down to geography then, just based on where Africa is, it made it harder to trade with the rest of the world, and so...
You think it's a geographical issue?
In part, there's obviously way more to it than that, but then I tried to rationalise it as much as I could so as to not radicalise myself.
Radicalise yourself in what way?
In the sense that I was just reading and researching everything I looked into, it just got me really, really, really annoyed with how things
you
are.
mean in terms of racism and the history of slavery and colonialism?
Yes.
Basically, okay.
Yeah.
Is that something you kind of feel like uncomfortable to talk about on camera because maybe investors or different things, or you just generally don't want to get into it too much, so you don't get into like a circle of like victimizing yourself and your community?
Yeah, partly that, but then I'm also a hyper realist, and I kind of just look at things very, very black and white these days. That that's how things are, that's why they're like that, and that's where we are now.
And we just kind of have to, whether we know where it comes from or not, we just kind of have to, it sounds bad, but we're just going to have to get on with it. Nobody's going to go back and change what happened. Okay, we're aware now of what happens, but what are we going to do now?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Even to this day, I have to look at it very matter of factly. That it's, well, I mean, yeah, things are bad. Things have always been bad. They'll always be bad for somebody else, arguably worse for somebody else. And
Yes.
kind of just have to just like
Yeah.
keep it pushing, because yeah, that's very much how it is, and that's why I mentioned the game is very much rigged in that
Yeah.
regard. So like you're very much born into a situation which you can only do so much to like get out of, and it's like seeing how things panned out from the start of January throughout the like towards the middle of the year 2020, it just hit home. I was already been researching why things were how they were with regards to like history of pre-slavery even, like way before that, effectively to like the start, the creation of the universe. Like I learned that the moon is literally a part of the earth which is like clattered off by a comet, which I had no idea about. So just to give you the breadth of research I'd done into just like random teaching myself stuff which I thought I probably should have learned about in school. And particularly in regards to racism and the socioeconomic impacts of it, as everything started to like unfold with everybody else, when I say everybody else, like the I suppose the global north as opposed to the global south, started to realise that racism exists and racism is bad. I was very much into trying to work out, I get it, it's here, I've always known it, but it's like, now I have an idea of why, but even with the why, there's still just like, okay, cool, what can we do now? Do you know what I mean? Because I realised that, there is apparently like a push to try and fix it, whether or not it's real or it's just, I don't know, an element of guilt or virtue signalling, whatever it was. I just realised, okay, cool, it's here, it's bad, and I don't really want to feel much worse over it. So I'm sure with all the time I have at my disposal, the resources I have at my disposal, there's something more I can do than just like wallow in self like pity over it. So that's kind of the catalyst. That was the reason behind why we got to where we did. So having seen the reasons behind everything, the reactions behind everything, like the actual drive to try and fix things, like I'd already been looking at why things were how they were. Like I said, found that there's like a direct correlation between the lack of support for like black-owned businesses, entrepreneurship, just the like microeconomies, the microeconomies within communities who are either like black or ethnic minorities, etc. There's a lack of there's direct correlation between their issues and the businesses. The businesses and the people's issues directly correlate, and I thought, well, maybe the best way to try and fix these issues, especially that we as a people face, would be to find a way to incentivize patronage in those black-owned businesses by having the black-owned businesses reinvest back into the patrons, if that makes sense. So keeping money within the black community so as to strengthen the black community. And just thought, my brothers and I just like brainstorming, thought to ourselves, well, how about, I don't know, a cashback website for black-owned businesses. Why don't we call it CashBlack? And at first I think we laughed about it because just the name is like kind of dumb, but then it's just like, actually no, it's actually genius, if I do say myself. Like, it's genius in the sense that it tells you exactly what it is. I mean, like once you work out, it's like, okay, cool, that's a good name.
And the best brands have that kind of complex simplicity within it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's that fine line. Yes,
definitely. That's exactly what I thought, and I thought it's exactly what it is. So it's almost like we worked backwards. Like we found the name and the idea sort of around the same time, and then we just like ran with that, because I mean the idea in itself, it works. We're getting people to shop with black-owned businesses, we're getting black-owned businesses to give money back into the people, and thought, this kind of works, and if we can get it to like just somewhere it needs to be, then maybe we can sort of make a dent in like the racial wealth gap, the inequality, both like here and like internationally. There's loads that can be done either with the platform, with the business, or at least with the ethos. We thought to ourselves, because like there's a lot here, there's a lot wrong, and there's a lot that we can do to make these wrongs right ourselves without having to be hyper reliant on other people to like rescue us, to be our saviors. There's loads that we ourselves can, so then hopefully will do.
Just sorry, just a second. I always get up to check if we're still filming.
No worries.
Or if I did, yeah, press the right button. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I mean, I'm personally, I must honestly say, this is so bad. I'm personally like such a blonde when it comes. Okay, actually, I don't want to say blonde. I don't want to discriminate blonde people, but I'm really like when it comes to finances and all these things, like the financial world and financial literacy. I'm like literally so bad, and I must admit that I never understood the concept of cash back. I mean, what is that? What, you pay for something and then you get money back? I don't understand. It can't be that simple. And how does that money come back? I don't understand.
All right, literal example, and it is as simple as that. Don't feel too bad. I think it's my last time I saw was only 20% of people actually use cashback websites. So you're in that vast majority, 80% of people who don't use them, don't really have a clue about them. That's the sort of my target audience that I need to try and convert. But basically, let's say, I don't know, we have like 650 now black-owned businesses on our platform. Let's say you wanted to buy something from Savage by Fenty. You would pay, I don't know, £100 to us to buy, through us to buy something from Savage by Fenty. Rihanna would give us £10 as a 10% commission for introducing you to her brand. And then from that £10, we give you back, say £5 as a cashback reward. So she's giving us commission, and from that commission, we reward you for shopping with her.
Does that come back in form of like...
Cash, actual money into your account.
But not a discount, it comes after. How long does it take? Like if I'm gonna buy I'm buying from a black-owned business, something for £100, then the cashback is 10%, which is gonna be £10. Yeah. My math.
That's fine. So she gives, like, in that instance, Rihanna would give me the commission. If the commission I had with her, let's say the commission I had with her is 20%, then, and then you see 10% cashback because we split that 20% with you. So if she gives me £20, then I give you your £10 as your 10% cashback. Then it can be instant, but obviously people are going to be returning stuff sometimes, maybe, or there might be things slowing down the process or what have you. So
usually, the cashback idea generally, like we moved now from CashBlack, but the general idea and concept of cashback is kind of an affiliate program.
That's
okay, that's what it is.
It's just an affiliate website. I think all cashback websites are just affiliate websites where we just connect the buyers with the retailers.
And they just basically then giving you money to come back there. Okay, but how long so you have this app, let's say CashBlack, or any cashback, but let's talk CashBlack. You have this app, and then you have an account, and then you buy with these companies, and then your credit will just go up as you purchase. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you got it already. When you said affiliate, I was like, oh, you do know what we're talking about. So,
just because you just explained it.
But you brought in the A word, and it's just like, oh, okay, cool. So you do have some sort of an idea, and that's more than a lot of people. I didn't know
that's what it was, because I always see, you see it everywhere, cashback, and I'm just like, yeah, right. Because
it sounds too good to be true.
So I never really thought, I was like, oh, this is going to be complicated. It sounds too easy. We're living in this capital world. Nobody's gifting you money. So I was just like, I don't even want to know what the catch-22 is. Let me just go on about my life. But it looks like I've really been missing out.
Nah, you have. Everyone is. And in the cost of living crisis, it should be so much of an easier sell, right?
Every £1 is
all adds up. It really all adds up.
It's just a simple, I'm actually gonna and I'm actually doing it. Like I'm signing up with CashBlack.
Good.
But in general, I find it really interesting, and I also feel like what I also loved about CashBlack, which was the initial thing, apart from knowing what I know now, why I was so interested in your company, in the brand, in the business itself, is that you created this algorithm that monitors shopping behavior and suggests black-owned products and services for the services that you already use, but not black.
Yeah.
So basically, let's say I have a skincare thing where I buy the ordinary product, which I do.
Same.
You basically, well, you shouldn't say that.
Yeah, no, I shouldn't. But I mean, I can't find a black-owned business of like with like magnesium hydrochloride yet. But
Yes.
sooner or later I will, and then no more the ordinary. So
Yes, and then basically it just monitors your shopping behavior and suggests you black-owned products and services that are similar to that. I mean, how does that work? That's a black tech kind of like thing, creating algorithms and implementing them within your app. And I think that's amazing because there is this issue where you have a product and you just like feel like this is great, but then you're not sure about, you're not going to sit there and ages and hours and try and find a black-owned business. You should, but realistically you're not. But to have an app that's kind of like the middleman that does the work for you and then suggests you products and services that are similar but black-owned, I think that's quite an essential tool to have as a black person living in the West.
That's my favourite part of the whole thing. There's a massive story behind it, which is one of my favourite stories to tell, just because of how it all came about. And I know you like cool names of stuff, so I'll get into that as well. So basically, when we built actually, no, it's a very long story. No, it's not that long a story.
Go tell it. We have time.
All right, cool. All right, so we started off the whole project in-house, me and my brothers, and then we realised that, okay, cool, this isn't just some simple e-commerce website, so we're going to have to, really build this, probably look for outside help. So we went from us as development team number 1 to a second development team who gave us like a white label solution, who'll just give us just a plain website. You'll literally put it in blackface and then just go from there. But we wanted more stuff. They wouldn't respond to us. We went to another development team after that. That development team was like a brother-in-law of a friend who we effectively gave my life savings to him at the time to, all right, cool, build this out for us exactly how he wanted. And he was like, yeah, great, of course I'll do it. A couple months later, where's the project? And he's like, what project? And so we had to then go for another development team to try and fix the mess that we were in from there.
What do you mean, what project?
Exactly, what project? It happens. It's an occupational hazard in tech building. If you're not super technical, then you're gonna have to rely on apparently technical people to build it. And if they don't build it, then
Oh, they have just not done it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it happens, and you just
because you just don't have the knowledge.
Yeah,
like
it's
it's
time,
very
wow. It is what it is. It happens.
We
have to just move on from it. Went to development team number 4, and basically said, all right, cool. Seeing as we all messed about, we want to build the website, an app, and the browser extension. At the time, we didn't really know what we wanted for the browser extension, like as you mentioned, with what we eventually built. But we did know that we wanted it to be a really cool part of it. We just didn't know exactly what we wanted with it. So after spending like a new set of life savings with them, we basically we got to a point where we had like radio silence from them. They weren't getting back to us at all. Everything was like 80% built. I was going around to different events and showing people off like the app, doing the whole demo and everything. Back in my mind thinking, when are these developers going to get back to me? They eventually get back to me saying, Matt, sorry, we've run out of resources, but this new team, they're going to finish your project in a matter of weeks. So all the best, bye. Never heard from them again, left out of pocket, and then massively out of pocket. And then this new team, who said they were going to finish in 10 weeks, maybe took a year. But in that year, we got to really think about exactly what we wanted to do with this, like the browser extension, as you mentioned. So, I don't know if you've ever seen Honey before.
No.
This browser extension where you go on a website. It could be like the ordinary company, Nike, Adidas, whatever. You land on it, and then it would give you like coupons or cashback.
Okay.
Where immediately you shouldn't be doing advertising for them. Ours is better. Take my word for it.
Yes.
So you land on it, and you see all of that. And we were like, well, Honey, they got sold to PayPal for like $4 billion.
Yes.
And I wouldn't mind $4 billion. I'd even take maybe 400 million. Or, 40 million even. I'm not being greedy in that. So we thought, well, we need to build our own version of this. And but problem with what we're building is that black-owned businesses, you don't go on black-owned businesses intrinsically to try and look for a product or service, right? You just, like you said, you go like if you want, your ascorbic acid, you'd go to the ordinary, right? So we needed to find a way to try and get people to somehow organically find these businesses through a browser extension rather than landing on a browser extension and then being offered the cashback. They needed to find the black-owned businesses and then be offered the cashback. Well, it was really difficult, but we thought, how about we redirect them away from it? So if you land on the ordinary, you land on Boots, you land on Superdrug, we'll be able to redirect you to one of our black-owned retail partners for similar goods and services. So like, yeah, that's a really good idea because people want that. People don't really want to be giving money to the big corporations. They want to be supporting small businesses.
That's something that I've been really into recently. Whether sometimes maybe you don't have the black-owned business, but generally I just spend local rather than going on the big, even if it's not black, but at least it's local in a small business and it's a bit more organic than the big corporations. It's actually so weird, actually. I'm not going to put that in. But yesterday I witnessed somebody breaking into Poundland last night because I just live there. And I called the police and then I was thinking, why? Let them rob the place. Like, who cares? Like one of these, big corporations.
Yeah, they're not going to miss.
No,
I get you.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, there is a massive push to not shopping with the Amazons of the world.
Yeah.
And, do you know what I mean? And to support black-owned businesses. So we thought, we need to just find a way to really market that part of it, because that's, even if it's not black-owned, then people would really want to be doing that to support just small businesses, local businesses, etc.
Yes.
So we realised that, cool, with development team number 5, we're going to build this. Now, given that it's such a cool idea, we need to really market it. So we got two ideas of thinking, cool, what we're going to call it. Thinking the first name, because we wanted to call it something like Black Alternative Tracker, because we want to, it's Black Alternative Tracker with the BAT will be the CashBlack bats with a bat logo, but it was obviously too close to COVID. Obviously, COVID bats wouldn't have landed well. And we had the Black Owned Alternative Tracker, so we had a CashBlack boat, BOAT, but boats, black people, slavery, that wasn't really going to land either.
Yes.
So we just kept going, just thinking of different stuff, different names, different logos, mascots, and that. We got to. My personal favourite was the Black Alternative Solution Tracking and Redirecting Device, but the acronym spelled out bastard.
Yeah.
And my brothers didn't think that was as funny as I did, so I got outvoted on that. So eventually we got to, I think, bots, because that's effectively what it is, a bot.
Yes.
A Black-owned tracker. And we thought, cool.
But it's a bot as well.
It's just a bot.
And then, you guys are onto something.
But it's just a bot. Surely there's something we could do to make it cooler. A bot isn't cool enough. How about, I don't know, because we want to add some words into it to make it more marketable.
Yeah.
This was a couple of years before ChatGPT, so AI wasn't as big as it is now.
Yes.
So we thought, if we throw in AI and algorithm and that, then we'll be super rich before we even go to market and that. So how about algorithm bot or algorithm artificial? I don't know, something smart. So we just came to the algorithm and for redirection of black-owned traffic. So AFRO, Afro. All of a sudden it's black. Afro, and then the BOT, it's a bot. Afrobot, CashBlack Afrobot, algorithm for redirection of black-owned traffic. And it was just I can't remember what time in the morning it was when I thought of it. But light bulb moment. It was just oh wow, this is actually genius.
But can you explain again how it actually works?
Literally speaking, land on any website. We use The Ordinary as an example, any skincare, hair care, whatever. And we basically be able to redirect you away from one of those businesses to one of our black-owned retail partners for similar goods or services. So in terms of how the actual AI part of it is working right now, we use generative AI to just come up with loads of different alternatives for all the different businesses that currently exist. So it's a load of manual work, will become less manual just the more just the more we're able to add, the more businesses with whom we're able to really partner on this. But essentially just either land on a website or Google, I don't know, shampoo with the Afrobot installed, and you'll be able to see underneath the results on Google there's 4 different black-owned retailers selling this, or you see the Afrobot icon in the top right corner of the screen with a number next to it with number 4. Click on it, you'll be able to see the 4 black-owned businesses who have the product you're looking for, and then you click on it, look amongst them, and then you'll see that, cool, I want this one. You'll see how much cash back is offered on it, and then read about it, make a purchase, earn your cash back from the affiliate commissions we receive that you can withdraw for yourself or donate to one of our affiliated black focused charities where we match your donations.
Wow, this is like perfect because I feel like, you know, the whole buying black thing, everybody wants to do it, but, you know, we are in the Western world spoiled with convenience. And realistically, not many people are going to go out of their way.
Yeah.
But you are basically positioning yourself within the market, within the black community, that it can be black owned, you can buy black, but it's still convenient. And that's what I loved about your pitch as well. It was about supporting black people to support black businesses.
Yeah.
And it's so true. You literally support us and you make it convenient for us because unfortunately we're spoiled for convenience, and we're gonna want to live like that because that's our Western lifestyle.
Yeah,
it is what it is. So I love how you position yourself there. And you know, how do I install the Afrobot, and how, you know, where do I get the app? I mean, on the App Store. But the Afrobot part, how do I get
Google
that?
Chrome. It's a Chrome extension for now. In time, we'll have it on your only for Safari because Android don't allow browser extensions on the Chrome browser app. So yeah, Safari will have it within months. I say months. This was supposed to be all live in 6 months, and we're 3 years into it. So hopefully soon. But I mean, there's no. Don't hold me to it, but sooner or later we're gonna get it done on the mobile phone as well. But for now, just Google Chrome, go to the Chrome store, download the CashBlack Afrobot, and then it should be working exactly how I said, if not even better.
Only on a computer for now.
Yeah,
not on the phones at all.
Yeah, nothing like it exists on like Androids. But Safari, there's 1 or 2 browser extensions which can offer you coupons or cashback if you land on a particular website. So that's effectively what we'll be doing. But instead of giving you a coupon for it, we'll be suggesting black-owned alternatives with whom you can make your purchases. So
okay, but right now, over my phone, I won't be able to use the Afrobot yet.
You keep asking, and now I'm thinking maybe I need to speed that one up because that's in a very mobile-first world. I reckon that should be something we're going to have to move to the top of our to-do list.
Yes, because I mean, obviously, but obviously it's not easier said than
done. Oh, no.
Because I haven't really quite understood your answer yet, because you said on Safari, but not Android.
Yeah, no, it can be done on Safari. It's not possible on Android.
Oh,
as in the app's fine. As in CashBlack, the app, you can just download that from the App Store. The CashBlack Afrobot, we're going to need to add it to Safari, as soon as I get out of here.
Yeah.
I reckon, right at the top, because Linda asked about it.
No, but it's just because of phone, everybody's getting
no, you're right.
But in terms of the link to the Chrome extension, is there like a specific link you can give me that I can add to the upload of the video? Yeah, perfect. We're gonna add it to the bottom. I mean, but people.
Oh, don't remind me. I'll make it as easy as possible.
Yes. So I can people can just scroll down and click the link, and then obviously I'm gonna have to link to the app download, and then I have to link to the Chrome extensions, and we tell everybody that the phone one will be coming soon.
Very soon.
What kind of how in terms of investment or funding this project and this business, how has that been? Are you running for investment? Because obviously I saw you at Pitch and Mix, but in terms of general investment, how does that work? How do you fund this? And
it doesn't.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't. I'm in the same boat as so many people though, so it's not that deep. I mean, it is, because there's only so long you can just live off of vibes, I suppose, because it's expensive. The project in itself is huge. I mean, we've only even just talked about CashBlack part of it. CashBlack plus Afro Affiliate. There's 2 full-time companies that are very much running out the goodness of our hearts right now, because it's expensive. We've been able to fund it off the money that just we had ourselves, savings. I say family and friends, but it's very much a family business anyway, so it's just our money. And a few grant wins we've been lucky to have. Shout out Digital Catapult and Sony, Wenta and Unlimited. We got maybe £11,000 in grants, but beyond that, it's very much just been us, just running it. And in time, and the biggest problem with that is that like I've spoken to every VC, every black VC in the country I've spoken
Yeah.
to, easily,
Wow.
like
Okay.
without, or if I haven't spoken to, they at least know who I am. They got like emails or messages from me in their inbox which they just haven't opened or
Get
left
me a
me on blue
list
tick.
too.
What for? What? They haven't given me money. I mean,
Yeah, well,
if you can do any better, then yeah, great. I'll be annoyed if that happened though. But I've spoken to all of them
And
about
why
it.
do you think there is none? You haven't gotten.
Simple answer. I mean, if I was in that position, it would be maybe lack of traction, because I've been talking about CashBlack for like 3 years before it went live, so they just know it as an idea. They like the idea.
Yeah.
They respect the altruism and benevolence of it and all of that. And when I talk about the potential for like how much data money can be made of it, like, you know, in their eyes, like, but ultimately until it's actually live, it's launched and there's traction, discernible traction, not just me talking about the numbers we will have, the numbers which we do have, they're not going to entertain it, which is annoying for me, because you hear about people who've gone into like meetings and like come out with a napkin with zeros written on it, as, do you know what I mean, as an agreement, because that's how simple it can be done for some founders. For others, not as easy, unfortunately.
I mean, I think in general, and which is sad, and I think we are aware of that within the black community, just simply based on facts like us in the black community, shopping everywhere but within the community. And I think that is still, if we were to look at stats, even amidst all the George Floyd and Black Lives Matter hype, it's still probably the fact. And I think that shows enough traction to go against it. Because I'm sure like VC venture capitalists, they're just looking at money as well. And they're probably like just thinking of the stats of how much black people invest in their own businesses, and maybe it's also just not enough for them. And I think what I think is sad about what I mentioned at the beginning of the interview, how, you know, what happened with George Floyd in 2020 kind of propelled the black unity, Black Lives Matter, and black people supporting and investing in each other, and kind of made it like a thing.
Yeah.
But now, like I said, media-wise, it kind of did turn a little bit into like something completely else right now, and it's not like not the most interesting thing.
Yeah.
At the moment, as a topic in general, you know, people investing in black-owned businesses like it was 3-4 years ago. I'm saying this to say, like, I think it's still very important, and that we have to keep it up. And this is also the reason why I'm having this interview. And just kind of generally want to get more into it, and just remind ourselves that, you know, we have to buy black as much as we can. And I also feel like, there is this idea of, like, I talked about it the other day, like illusion of choice, and how the whole world, there are like these 5 main companies that everyone buys from, and no matter how you want to twist and turn it, they're gonna get to their bag, and no matter how much you buy black, it's still gonna be these 5 companies that gonna, you know, unless we industrialize the African continent, it's still going to be what it is. But I do still think that, you know, buying local and still on the way of financing those 5 big companies, you still leave money with your community. There's still power in that, and that we should not forget that. And I think that's why companies like your company, like CashBlack, is so important. And apart from the idea that the cashback thing is absolute genius, and then to keep that within the community is so important and vital, and we have to keep that pushing. So I'm definitely going to be promoting that. But I can imagine that in terms of like venture capitalists and getting like investment from angel investors and stuff, it's probably going to be difficult until something really bad happens again.
That's exactly it. And it's annoying because, I mean, it came from a bad place, unfortunately, as you mentioned. Even me, myself, I was obviously down off as I'm sure so many black people were, leading up to actually starting CashBlack in August. Obviously, that whole period wasn't a great period in general for us. Like, if not because of the movement, just the hyper exposure to everything. I watched so much like CNN and documentaries and that way before it all like really started. And so obviously then the added exposure of it just didn't help. And you're right, having to wait for another like like incident,
Yeah.
inflection point again isn't great. And it's really annoying because like at times I really feel like I'm the only person with their fists still in the air. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like you said right at the top of this, the energy isn't the same. It really, really isn't, and it's so annoying. That's why, like again at the top of it, we literally met on Thursday, and I was more than happy to clear my schedule to have like this conversation as soon as possible. Because you're one of the, by my reckoning, maybe 5% of people whom I speak to who really keeps the energy over there. And it's like actual 5%. If I was to, I've got a relationship with almost 1,000 black-owned retailers now. We have 650 on the site, another 350 who I just can't be bothered to do the manual work of adding them onto it. So we have literally around like 4 figures worth of black-owned businesses, like black people, whatever. That's not even including like the members, customers and that.
Yeah.
So I know for a fact like whether or not people are really about it or not.
Yes.
And people really aren't. And it's so frustrating because it's like, I'm doing this, me and my brothers were doing this at a huge expense to ourselves.
Yeah.
Every morning I wake up and I have to gaslight myself into actually switching on my laptop to carry on.
I feel you. I'm in the same boat.
Exactly, as you can definitely attest to. And it's not like I'm going to do anything else. I'm not so much of a sunk cost situation, but I really believe in it. And I've also got borderline insecure attachment to it because I know I'm just not going to let this go anyway.
Yes.
So I have to keep the same energy.
Yes.
I absolutely have to. From a economic perspective, psychological perspective, like do you know what I mean? I have to. And so when I see people not doing it, you should go through my my sent folder, my LinkedIn, through Instagram, emails, even text messages and WhatsApp. It's literally just like me working to keep this energy alive. And I realised that 5%, pick a random 100 people that I know, with whom I've spoken or met, discussed this with over the last 3 years. Random 100 people, maybe 5 of them, and that's maybe being generous, who still really like back this whole thing. And it's the cynic in me is like the jaded cynic in me. It feels like, well, then the majority of them just using this black owned as a tag thing. It's just because it was in vogue at the time. It was a niche which they could really adopt for their own agenda. And I'm thinking,
and I mean, I get that, and I feel like, sorry to interrupt you, I feel like I didn't expect anything else from these big companies that are not us. But I think I expected a little bit more from us as a community in terms of like hyping it. Because initially the world also hyped it because we hyped it. And as black people, we need to realize that the world will hype what we hype. And we see it with the music. We see it in the fashion industry. We see it in so many industries that as soon as we hype something wholeheartedly, it will be hyped by the rest of the world. Yeah. Look at Afrobeats. Yeah. Do you think, when I talk to my dad about 20 years ago and Nigerian music, when he looks at it right now, he can't believe it. Why? Because we got to a point where we were like, this is sick, and we don't give a about anybody else. We're riding with this. And if we was to apply this energy with everything, where would we be? And that's why I don't really blame Vogue or all these big white companies that thought, because of George Floyd, let us invest in black businesses, let us shine a light, let us jump the train. And now they dropped us like a hot potato and think, actually, onto the next one. Yeah, onto the new version. I don't really. What do you expect from them? Most of these companies are built on our suffering, anyways. Yeah. But I think us within the community, I'm a bit like disappointed at us that we really were like, okay, well, now let's talk about how dating black men is trash, or let's talk about how black women XYZ. How did we get here? And I just feel like as a brand, I want to dive back into this like black-owned business, investing in ourselves, supporting each other, kind of hype. Let's make it trendy again. Yeah. Easier said than done, but you have to be the change that you want to see. Now thinking about CashBlack, it's just so sad to think that where we stand right now, it probably be the best for you to just open it up and make it not about black business, but local businesses. Because I think what we also want to look at, and I had a conversation about it the other day, And oh my God, this suggestion goes so much against what my brand stands for. But just thinking about it realistically right now, where we stand as a society and as a community, that there are so many things right now, the trend about like anti-capitalism, and also seeing like people are becoming more like into oneness and more like, you know, the top and the bottom, and whether you're black, white, gay, abled or disabled, it's sometimes not just a black and white issue. It's a like rich and poor issue. It's a class, it's a wealth gap issue. I'm not saying I agree with that, but that's what the general trend of society is right now in terms of where we're going into progressiveness. So just an idea, like maybe as the trend lies within that socially and economically, that maybe you want to make it a thing which is like supporting the local businesses and small businesses, and kind of going against the whole idea of investing in big corporations. Yeah. And the funny thing is, with these big corporations and their social corporate responsibility, the big corporations might even invest in that. The irony of that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you remember at the end of the pitch, I was talking about our future, what we're looking to do 2025, particularly with regards to the Afrobot. We'll be looking to license and patent it to other marginalised demographics. So it can be an LGBTQIA plus business bot, like sustainable shopping business bot, women's own business bot, etc. We know that the technology we've built, we continue to build, that can be used to like support businesses or whatever. We know that that's what we can and definitely will do, because there's obviously going to be like money in that, and that's where we're going to like look to go through, because democratizing consumerism is something that I think that we all do. Like whether you like to believe it or not, obviously you do. You like to vote with your pounds, your euros, whatever. As do I. As does everyone. You don't really want to shop with a business who aren't really aligned in your beliefs. There'll be people who say they don't care, but then you kind of do, because even if you know what I mean, there will be something. There'll be a reason why you don't shop with a business anymore beyond just the quality of the product or service they provide. There will always be that, and so we'll be looking to work on that. We'll be able to work on the technology we'll be building to try and achieve what we're trying to achieve with black-owned businesses, but with other businesses as well, because democratizing consumerism is a trend which isn't really going to be changing. We've seen it most recently with the like boycotts of like McDonald's, Starbucks, like
I didn't even know.
Do you know what I mean? So
I'm so out of the loop. I really don't.
I mean, there's that's only recently. There's been, for example, I don't know if you remember, like the pushback against Bud Light by like their core fan base when they were like, when they had what's her name, Dylan Mulvaney as brand ambassador. Like that demographic could have been the ones who were accusing like us of being like woke or whatever, and then they were democratizing their consumerism by voting with their dollars to no longer drink Bud Light or what have you. So I mean, there's real like potential in that as much as anything, because people will always be doing that, and people will always be wanting to shop with businesses aligned to themselves, and as such, major organizations would always want to be targeting those consumers. Like you said, the irony of the major corporations wanting to get involved in that. They see the consumers are all targeting these businesses. We want to target those consumers. So we know that there's way more that we can do with this. But then obviously, I mean, the name in itself, CashBlack. Yeah, I mean, it might be like, in general, like, at the end of the day, we're living in a time where things rapidly change with technology and with, people just becoming conscious and having so much access to information and to educate themselves. So I feel like as business owners, we have to be really open to transform and to go with the times. Not in a way like where the wind blows, we're gonna go. But really to think about like, 5 years, 4 years is a long time, and there's a lot of change that happened. And it's really, we have to think of a way of like how we can position ourselves for it to make sense as well. I think
I'm not here to give you business advice, and I'm really the last one to give
That's
anybody
fine.
business advice because I'm
you're
not.
my ideal customer. I have to listen to you.
Yes, no, and I just like also feel like this is not just business advice. It's just like, if there's one thing I'm really into, is like social trends, and kind of looking in hindsight, looking out of the box and seeing where things are going with like all the content I'm watching. I'm quite locked into the minds of people of today because I watch a lot of content and I'm genuinely interested in. I meet a lot of people.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying it in a way of like, I know this is where society is going with Gen Z as well. People are tired of capitalism, but still live within the capital world. We're still buying. Whether we love capitalism or not, we're gonna buy to survive, to live, to thrive,
Yeah.
And we also start being tired of political, movements and politics and voting. Not everybody's into that, but because you do end up feeling hopeless. But we also know, living in a capitalist world, that our power is also our buying power.
Yeah.
So if you get to position yourself within that and kind of like open it up a little bit, even though that's not something I want to stand for as a Black-owned brand that champions and has their mission and ethos within the Black community. But I think it kind of would make sense, and I think lots of people champion capitalism and think it's great, and to a certain extent I get it, because it kind of does centralize, like, or kind of people say it does eradicate race and all these different challenges and barriers in some shape or form, because the only color people know these days is green, which is money. And I get that argument, but at the same time, I think that there's levels to it. And I think if we really think about where we spend our money, there's power in that. And we really have to put some more money into the people that are more disadvantaged by the capitalist system. And that can be Black people, but there can be people from different backgrounds and different demographics. Just local people. Just put your money where, your people are at. And sometimes it's a class thing.
Yeah.
And not just a race thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's the actual genesis of CashBlack was the intersection between racism and classism. So yeah, I 100% get that.
And I think it can still be in the name of Black people, because I feel like with the rebrand of my business from Black-owned business to Melanated Minds, the idea is for us as a people to raise the consciousness of society with our mind, to raise the consciousness of our people. But we have been adding value to this planet from day one on a spiritual, mental, and conscious, note. And that can benefit everyone who is ready to tune in. But this time I feel like we're gonna put some respect on it, where there's a lot of years pass by, decades and centuries pass by, where we've been doing great things for this planet as a people, but nobody put respect on it. But this time we're going to put some respect on it, and this is what Melanated Minds is about. And this is kind of like how it could align with like maybe a repositioning of CashBlack, I guess, because it's still CashBlack, but we put respect on the Black community and the minds it came from, but it can be there to serve different demographics as well. I'm talking too much.
No. It's even the first time I've heard this. I've had this conversation a few times before, because other people are also like conscious of the fact that energy isn't always kept the same, particularly with regards to like this issue.
Yes.
So yeah, no, I totally get it. It's something which that was part of our pivot with regards to the Afrobot for other demographics anyway. So it's something that we are actively doing, but I'll never stray too far away from the core objective, just because I'll always be inextricably linked to it, just because I'm Black, I want cash Black just makes sense.
Yes.
In that regard, and I know that same feeling will resonate with
people,
millions of people, literally millions, not just the 2 million.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The rest of the diaspora.
Is it a worldwide thing?
It will be, yeah. 100%.
Well, right now it's in the UK.
I mean, for Black History Month last month,
yes,
we've onboarded like dozens of Black-owned retailers from America.
Yes.
And we've been, some of our most organic, a lot of our almost, or many of our organic sales have come from America
Okay.
already, which is crazy because we're not even advertising to them. So how do you even find out about us like that?
Oh, so maybe it'd be a good idea to dabble into that.
More common sense than a good idea. Because
Yes.
I mean, compare here to America, 2 million black people in this country, like 2 million black-owned businesses in America. It's a no-brainer. This isn't CashBlack isn't for the United Kingdom like that. It doesn't make as much sense as it would do in America.
Yes.
Or I mean, even in the Caribbean. And last time I checked, there were loads of black people in Africa. So you know what I mean? It makes so much more sense outside of this country. But I've been reliably informed that if you can make CashBlack work here, then in theory it can work anywhere. Because I know it's way easier in America, particularly just 'cause, I mean. It just is the whole thought of like black owned economy, black owned businesses. That's all of those are American idioms anyway.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We've only really cared about black owned in that regard over the last like few decades.
Yeah, we've got it from America actually.
Exactly,
yes, we kind of like jumped on that.
Very much
so hold on, I just need to check quickly. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so 10 more minutes, yeah.
Cool.
So maybe it'd be worth it for you to look at some, because there's loads of things going on in America. They have black tech, they have Essence, they have Afrofutures.
Yeah.
They have so many things. Have you thought about maybe you could go on a tour there, like on a pitching tour?
I have. I went to California July.
Oh, yes.
July, probably.
Lovely.
It was the best week of my professional life. One of the best trips I've ever been on, personal and professional.
Yes.
Which was great. Like going to LA, San Francisco, Silicon Valley, Oakland. I just felt so much more at home there than I've felt here, like for a while. Even though it wasn't even like that long a period I spent there, but just because it was a trade mission with 1,000 Black Voices, so me and I think like 5 other black-owned businesses on as part of the Accelerator program. We went out there, pitched to like different investors, met potential partners, went to loads of different events. And it was so much better received there. It's well received here. Like I can't stress that enough. People love the idea in theory. But out there, it's like, America, everything's just like bigger.
They're ready to get into it as well.
Capitalism very much like runs in their like.
Go to Atlanta, for example. Atlanta is like the hub of black excellence,
it's
black
like
economic.
Capital Mecca.
So sometimes I just watched this interview about Idris Elba, and he's like about how he had to get out of London to actually like.
Not just
because his range was just too big to be stuck here in the UK as a black actor.
Oh yeah.
And I think that goes for big ideas like yours. Maybe that's something you just have to get out of London for it.
Yeah.
Because the black community is just numbers, like you said. It's not an idea. It's common sense. So maybe you should really I'm just brainstorming.
No, you're right. I'm targeting what, 1st of February.
Yes.
2025 for when we officially launch. That's the start of the US Black History Month. Yeah, that's what we'll be looking to do, launching it on that date ideally, piloting before then, and then going live, because it just makes so much more sense. It'll be better received by retail partners, by the major organisations as well, and most importantly by the people. Yes. Because like here, it's just, even if the energy was amazing, the market isn't big enough as far as I'm concerned. And then many, like you said, many of the investors would look at it like, if you're relying on a total addressable market of black people in this country, then, do you know what I mean, that's a tall order. And even if they were all to get involved, then there's still only so much. So America makes infinitely more sense. So it's gone from a long-term plan to, let's just go.
Okay, quickly before we end, I've got actually, based on our conversation, we have our debated card game. I don't know if you've heard of it before. It's like just 160 questions for the black community, black people to sit together and have meaningful conversations. And based off the conversation we had, there are actually 3 questions in there that go quite well, and I'm going to let you choose one of them. I'm going to read them out to you, and then you just choose one of them to answer where you feel like you can connect with that. The first question was, what is your advice to a Black-owned business? The third question would be, what do you feel like are the differences in mindset between Africans that grew up on the continent, African Americans and African Europeans? And the third question would be what is your contribution to the progress of our people? So which one of the three questions would you like to answer?
Okay, it's definitely between 1 and 3. I want to say 1. Read one again for me, please.
What is your advice for a Black-owned business?
Okay, cool. All right. My advice for a Black-owned business. Okay. The operative words there being Black. Use Black as your superpower. It's not something to use with regards to like victimization or something to be ashamed of. It's literally speaking, if it wasn't for Black, like CashBlack wouldn't exist, Afro-Affiliate wouldn't exist. If it wasn't for Black, I wouldn't have had the opportunities I've received from like Black Valley, from 1,000 Black Voices, from mentoring Black business, from all the different accelerator programs and incubator programs we've been on. Because you are Black, it's the best time in the history of time to be Black in business. As, do you know what I mean? As crazy as it might sound, it literally is. We've never been in a situation where we've been afforded more opportunities, just more literal handouts in terms of like grants, sponsorships, etc. This is the best time ever, and as with all times, it can turn out to be fleeting. So in case it really is fleeting, in case this is really just a moment for most as opposed to a movement as it is for me, you're gonna have to take advantage of it as much as you can. And yeah, the very fact that you are Black can be your ace in the hole, can be your superpower, can be what differentiates you from like not just your immediate competition, from everyone. It really can be what makes a difference for you. So it should be something which should be embraced. It's something of which you should be proud. It's something like of which you should really use to like be the best business person you can be.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. One last thing is like a call to action. If you would just let us know what we can do, what can business owners do to support, what can consumers do to support, what can we do to kind of contribute to Watch CashBlack?
Okay, cool. All right. Starting business owners, looking for all Black-owned businesses, all categories, all services, all products. Check us out, register on cashblack.com, and also with afroaffiliate.com, where we'll be able to create an affiliate program to connect you with different content creators, media houses, and convert your current loyal customers into economically incentivized brand ambassadors, so that anyone can earn their own passive or active income by supporting Black-owned businesses. And that call to action also goes for just literally anybody. If you want to support Black-owned businesses and you want to be paid to do so, then register with Afro-Affiliate as an affiliate for one of the Black-owned brands we have. We have around 100 right now. We're gaining more and more every day, literal double-digit growth month on month. So yeah, if you want to be able to earn a passive or active income supporting Black-owned businesses, yeah, join Afro-Affiliate. Most importantly for everyone, CashBlack. We are literally paying you to support Black-owned businesses.
Okay,
like,
amazing.
Literally.
All right then, perfect. So I'm definitely signing up as we finish this interview, and the affiliate program is something that I'm definitely going to be part of as Melanin Minds. And it's actually when I started Bob in UK, which was called Black-owned business in the UK. That's exactly what I wanted to do, but just being me and all these obstacles I came across, and I just stopped because it was just a lot. So
hopefully we can make that easier for you then.
Yes, exactly, and I'm just going to be part of yours. I think sometimes we get caught in like competition, when we could just come together, really, and put our skills together. It doesn't always have to be me that does it or shines with it. And I saw that the other day. It was saying something like, when something is your purpose, then you don't get jealous of somebody else doing it because you're happy that somebody is fulfilling that purpose. You're happy that somebody's adding that value to society. Why are we in competition when really and truly I should just be happy that somebody's doing it, that it's happening, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel like, I mean, apart from that, I'm not doing it anymore, but either way, it's lovely that you're doing that, and it's definitely something that I want to do. So I'm definitely a brand ambassador from now on. So
much appreciated.
we're going to be working together on getting people to make money while making Black-owned businesses make money. I mean,
isn't it?
It's a no-brainer. So yeah, amazing. Thank you very much.
Thank you.